Shalom.
Shalom.
Start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bashem.
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai. Bashem
Ba'ashem
Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the awfully elect that is pushing this war in the four corners, the highways and byways. Once again, all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh. Bashem. Yahushai. Bashem Rakakwadash.
Alright, this is Brother Zakaria.
Brother Mashak.
Alright, so we're here with another lesson. Alright, going in on this, pride parade, so to speak. Right? Which this all started, with Babylon, and basically all the rest of the nations adopted it, right? Just like the scriptures say, all the all the nations.
Let me get it quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Wayne.
This is Revelation 18 and verse 3. It said, "For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of our fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her."
Yep. The kings of the earth, basically going back to these presidents, right? These different presidents and prime ministers and what's not, men in rulership seat, right? They committed adultery. Because they pick up our philosophy, and push it on their people, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, back in the preset.
Right.
You got some more there?
No, that's it. Right. Say Revelation 18 and 3. "For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of our fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the sea are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy."
Yeah, in the first line, it said that they drink of her, the wrath of her. Salak, just read back the first line.
Revelation 18 and 3. It said, "For all the nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy."
Yeah, come.
Yeah, because another thing too, a lot of these nations benefiting off of this LGBT organization, because we find is that a lot of these business places, they actually joining team up with them and selling products too. All right, they comfortably receive of the philosophies and doctrine of the so-called white man Esau Edom, which is pushed out of Babylon, America. All right, Revelation 17 and verse 2 it says, verse 17 it says, and 1 it says, "And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I show you thee the judgment of the great whore," which is talking about what? America, Babylon, "that sitteth upon many waters," which is talking about what? The other nations. All right, "with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken with the wine of our fornication."
Yep, can.
Is it?
Yeah. But the point is also too, right? The wrath of our wine, right? Because if they don't accept this philosophy, then they come down on them heavy, right? But also on the flip side too, that because they take it, they're gonna feel some of the wrath that the Most High gonna put on America, because missiles gonna hit some of our or most of our affiliates too. They're gonna feel the wrath from the Most High as well, right? Yeah, Leviticus 20.
Uh-huh. 20 we want.
30. Come on,
Right, Leviticus 20 and 13 it says, "If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death."
Yeah, can. So this is a punishable offense by
Right.
death, right? And here it is that they're celebrating this thing, they're pushing this thing, All right, like it's supposed to be accepted. You know, it's not accepted by the Most High. All right, you know, we're supposed to be condemning this action. All right, you know, whether it be man with man, woman with woman, you know, whatever, transvestite, non-binary, whatever, you know, they calling themselves now, right? You know, women with beasts, men with beasts, all right. You know, which when you go into it, it's like LGBTQP. You know, P is pansexual, which basically means all inclusive, right? You know, Q is queer. You know, they be on some weird shit, right? And then also too, there's MOP. There's MOP now, which means uh minorly attractive person, which means a person that attracted to a minor. So now they're bringing the children into this, all right, and making pedophilia okay, all right. They're trying to make pedophilia okay, right? You know,
I went to the article.
yeah. Oh shit.
Right. This is article taken from the newsroom. All right. It says June Pride Festival to push for tolerance. LGBTQ coalition urges lawmakers to do their part. Anticipated to be, what's it? Indecent free, incident free. The Guyana LGBTQ coalition and the British High Commission on Wednesday launched the Guyana Pride Festival, which kicks off on June 1st, 2023.
Yeah, it can, you know, and it says the British, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time you look at this thing, in you know, in these countries, that is, you know, even including America and so forth, there's always Edomites behind it, you know, setting up this whole thing, right? Setting up the whole operation, right? You know, like Chris Tucker had the joke. He said, "The rule of crime is follow the rich white guy," you know, and that's true too. Cause what the scripture said, there's the border. There, the people will call them the border of sin, the border of wickedness, right? Which is basically sin, you know. So when you follow these big organized, you could say sin events, you know, there's always, you know, these Edomites behind it, you know.
Yeah, so okay. When you look at who's ahead of the LGBTQ in Guyana, so it's a jig. All right. Scripture talk about, you know, all people being wicked, you know, falling after the so-called white man. All right, declaring the sins of Sodom. All right. The Moses is going to bring heavy judgment upon not only Guyana but every country that exists in this world, where jakes are. All right. This is an abomination to the Lord, and the Lord hates evil. All right. Going on, man?
Yeah, go on, man.
Yeah. Going back to the article, it says this year's festival, which is being observed under the theme, what's this? Discriminalized sex Guyana, run until June 11th, with daily events including the high anticipated Pride Parade,
Yeah, it can.
Drag Fest, and Pride. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it can. You know, and you know, really and truly, you know, sex is supposed to be, or sex is only really determined with a man and a woman. You know. You know, anything else is off nature. It's not normal.
It's abomination.
It's abomination. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it says at a simple launch at her Bel Air George Young resident, British High Commission Jane Miller pledged her country's continued support towards work that will encourage tolerance, non-discrimination,
Yeah.
and changes in policy guidelines and legislation.
Yep. Because Guyana basically at one point, all right, talking a few years ago, still had the law of the old law of men lying with men would be illegal. All right, but now they change it up, right? They're trying to basically give these people more rights than straight people, right? Because where's the straight people parade? Why we don't get a polygamy parade? You know,
Right.
if anything, people should be educated on that. On the benefits of polygamy. You know,
It says our support extends to the fight against misinformation, misinformation, violence, and discrimination against the LGBTQ community.
yeah,
All right,
they're fighting for their rights to misinform people.
to be wicked.
You know,
Right. And when you look at the boldness of today's society, time back, they wouldn't come out in the public and declare their wickedness like that. They would be either stoned or put to death or these things. But now in the society that we live, we can't exercise those things. All right. Because Esau is in power, but what we can do is just trust Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to deliver us in the time to come. All right. Because the Lord has made it clear. All right. None shall escape his judgment. None of the wicked shall escape his judgment to come. All right. But only the righteous. All right. Remember?
yeah, go on.
All right. It says the UK seek to find a world where everyone is free to play a full activity and equip parts in society without fear, discrimination, or stigma, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender, identity, the expression of their sex characteristics.
Go ahead, is your quick precept.
Go ahead.
Proverbs 16 and 18.
Yes, sir. Let me just get this. Proverbs 16 and 18. Go ahead. Yeah.
It kind of says, pride goeth before destruction, right? And a haughty spirit before a fall, you know. And this is all going all the way back to Esau kingdom, right? Because right now they pumping out the most pride, right? And it's so ironic that they've named this month, so-called month of pride, right? Or pride rights or whatever. The pride goeth before destruction. So all these, people at the marches, all right? Everybody that support them, all right? Everybody that live in the type of lifestyle will be destroyed, all right? It says, better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly, all right, with the men of the Lord, than to divide the spoil with the proud. Ooh. So,
Select. Go ahead.
yeah, can't, right? So, even if there is benefits, all right, to, just being affiliated with these people, you shouldn't take it, all right?
As like our father Abraham, he didn't take anything from the men of Sodom, the kings of Sodom. His dependency was on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, can't.
All right.
Which there's this thing now. It's called the woke index, right? Which these companies basically they're being rated on their tolerance, right? So if they're high on the woke index, they will get a lot of deals and so forth because they would be seen like a company for the people, or an inclusive company, you know. And that's the reason why you see you know, Target and Amazon and all these places, all right, and even locally over here, all the businesses they would like extend, um, like greetings to the LGBT community on behalf of B parts or whatever, because they want to be accepted into the system, you know. They basically done with the agenda, all right. But the scriptures say what? The scriptures say better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. You see?
Yeah. Going back to the article, it says, Pride events matter is a time to celebrate that diversity. It's a time to recognize that discrimination damages society and hold back e- e- economies. It's a time.
Ooh. You see, and right there, that's just what we was talking about. It holds back economies, right? Which it actually
Which is
doesn't,
which is a
right?
lie. Which is what they actually saying is that they want to use it as a way to do tourism, all right, and to have companies involved where they can make money, right,
Right, exactly.
right, which is a false belief, a false setup
Yep.
to cause people to accept the abomination that is being done. That's why the scripture said this place is called what? Spiritual Egypt and Sodom,
Yep.
because they're actually doing the things them, all right, that to provoke the Most High to bring heavy judgment upon the earth. All right, as in talking about what we people that the Israelites, two-thirds of Israel that practice these things. All right, the Lord don't care about the other nation, but for you, so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native Indians, that in hand, yet you shall not go unpunished, says the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah. Could
Come on.
finish off the article.
Right. It says, Pride event matters. It is a time to celebrate that diversity. It's a time to recognize that discrimination damages society and hold back economies. It's a Shalom. It is a time to stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ community, Miller added. All right, and what you see is a British High Commission. You see the Edomite in the background, right? The Edomite in the background, and then what you have a Jake in the background too. All right, all right. It says, meanwhile, managing director of the Society Against Sexual Orientation Discrimination, SASAD, Joel Simpson, called on the relevant authorities to do their part in repelling laws that seek to discriminate same-sex intimacy.
So I guess with them saying though that kind of still got some laws that actually repels um, same-sex intimacy.
Right, they have
Yeah.
penalties. Gonna have penalties concerning any of these acts to be tried. All right.
Which basically makes it even more confusing because they're basically pushing something that is against their own law. You know.
Right, because why the heavy sanctions are coming on the country from Esau Edom.
Yeah.
All right.
I get a quick precept here.
Right.
Proverbs 18 and 13.
Proverbs 18 and 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
that yeah.
It says Proverbs Proverbs 8 and 13.
So okay.
It says,
The fear of the Lord.
yeah, you can read it.
All right, Proverbs 8 and 13. The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy,
Yeah, can.
and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate.
Yeah, can. It says the fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, semicolon, which means such that pride, right? So we hate them, you know, and that's the fear of the Lord. All right, it says an arrogancy and the evil way. Yeah, there's a evil way, a very evil way. All right, and it can get worse and worse. You know.
Okay, please, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this is all right. Jeremiah 10 and 2, it says, "Thus says Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathens." All right, don't follow after the ways of what the heathens them. Separate yourself. All right, from them and their philosophies and doctrine. All right, this is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people," means what? Put away the philosophies and doctrine of what? Of Babylon, America. All right, of the wicked. And that ye be not partakers of our sin, and that ye receive not of our plagues. Is it?
Yeah. Because these people that partake of this philosophy can partake of America's destruction too. You know. Yep. Yeah, you could finish up on the article.
Yeah.
Right.
So, right. It says it's really now time to the lawmakers for the government to act, to stop all the fancy rhetoric and actually do something meaningful in the National Assembly, he said. According to Simpson, with the exception of two events, all activities will be held in person this year. He said, in the light of the rainy season, efforts have been made to ensure majority of the events are held indoors. It is also anticipated that all the activities will be incident-free. The festival features several events typically in June annually where LGBTIQ people and their allies
LGBT.
IQ.
Yeah. Now you gotta. What is the I? What do I stand for? You know. These people ain't really thinking.
The ways to do evil. It
So
says,
like let
go
me
ahead.
see if I could look up, see what the I look for stands for.
Right.
I can from a quick Google search, it appears that it means inclusive,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, if you think about that could mean anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? And yeah, basically, I want to say, people ain't gonna, you know, ain't gonna feel no way about this thing until, they start pushing things that really upset them, right? Like pedophilia, right? When they start teaching your children these things in school and so forth, then is when you're gonna see these people gonna be outraged about it, and at the point it's gonna be too late.
It done start happening already. You see? Yeah.
Yeah,
Going on. It says the festival features several events typically in June annual where LGBTIQ people and their allies participate in visible campaigning and entertainment activities to raise awareness of the struggles and resilience of the LGBTIQ people in Guyana and the Caribbean region generally. Simpson shared, over the years, Simpson said pride has been a majority contributor to improving social attitudes and tolerance. The activities themselves are celebration of that kind of resilience that people have had to combat discrimination in their daily lives. He said, the calendar of events that details of all activities for Guyana Pride Festival 2023 will be will be available on the social media page of the members of the Guyana LGBTQ coalition.
Yeah, can I guess something here?
Okay.
Here, this is to show that these people operating on some real wicked, high level wickedness, right? This is from Wikipedia.com, right? Basically, I look up the meaning of June, right? Because we're in the so-called month of June, right? It says Juno, Latin, was an ancient Roman goddess, the protector and special counselor of the state. She was equated to Eros, queen of goddess in Greek mythology, and a goddess of love and marriage. You see?
Right.
So they're still pushing out the Roman energy, all right? Right? And it says the goddess of love and marriage. Now love and marriage could only happen, well, let me say marriage, right? Could only happen between a man and a woman. You know? But here they is trying to, push that a marriage could happen between a transgender and somebody who transitioned from female to male and somebody who transitioned from male to female.
Which is confusion.
And two of them gonna get married.
Which is confusion.
It's confusion, you know?
Right.
A man and a man, a woman and a woman, alright? A woman and a tree, a woman and a dog, you know? Yeah, can.
Yeah.
Yeah, can. That was just it. I didn't
Right.
want to bring out. You could finish up on that.
Alright. Okay, boys. Move out this. Yeah, can. It says the calendar of events and details of all activities for Guyana Pride Festival 2023 will be available on the social media pages of the members of Guyana LGBTQ.
Yeah, can. And we could care less about it. You know? Matter of fact, we hope, Venezuela shoot a missile same time and we kill all you motherfuckers in these events. Right? You know?
It says the Guyana LGBTQ coalition, Guyana Rainbow, even they're using the rainbow as another way for an abomination. You see? It said Rainbow Foundation, Guy Bull, Guyana Trans United GTU, and Sassod Guyana. Alright? Hey, a bad ball to this place.
Yeah, kind of
Alright.
bad.
You know?
You get any more there?
No, this is it.
Alright, can. But we could close out from there.
Okay.
Yeah, can. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Sanitation to the elect.
Bad
Hey,
ball.
Abad Babal.
Bad ball.
Abad Babal.
Shalom.